So imagine if you could automate 90% of your tasks utilizing AI agents that have access to real-time data sources from literally anywhere. I'm talking about Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, X, you name it. These AI agents can get you the data that you need. I built multiple automations for businesses, spent thousands of hours building custom AI solutions, and I've even gotten 600% ROI for some of my clients. But this set of AI agents which I'm about to show you is honestly game changing. So in this video, I'll be walking you through how to set up an AI agent that can access more than 6,000 data sources instantly, then show you 3 powerful use cases that honestly replace hours and thousands of dollars in manual work. And at the very end of the video, I'll be showing you how you can get the entire template completely for free. So if you're new to the channel, I've never seen my face before, I'm Namizi, and for the past year, I've been helping business owners implement these very AI systems into their operations. And on this channel, I show you the real use cases of AI and where business owners can utilize them for their biggest impact. So with all of that being said, let's not waste any more time and let's get straight into the video. So I'm not going to get into too much detail about Model Context Protocol and how it links into Apify, but I'll just kind of give you an overview of what it is and what it means for AI agents. So Model Context Protocol allows AI agents to understand what tools it has available and how to execute those tools. That's basically all it does. So if you are familiar with APIs, it's that, but has a nice wrapper around it to help these AI agents use these tools. Now it's very convenient for businesses who are not that technical, because if you wanted to set up all of these scrapers, which we're going to go through in this video, it'll take you a whole lot of time. But with this Apify MCP, all of that functionality comes straight out of the box. So you can basically add a few things to the MCP server and your AI agent will basically be able to scrape all of these data sources that are available in Apify. So that is MCP explained quite quickly. So now to explain how MCP links into Apify, you can think of Apify as basically like an app store for these scrapers. So you have access to these things called actors, and actors are what get information from the various sites which you want to get data from. So for example, if we scroll through this Apify app store, you can see that there's a content crawler, Apollo scraper, TikTok scraper, and there's thousands of other ones for multiple purposes. So with the Apify MCP, you basically get access to each and every single one of these 6,000 plus pre-built actors for your automations and projects. So now that that's explained, I want to show you exactly how you can set up in n8n. So this is a template that you're going to get at the end of the video, but just stick around for that so you'll know how to get it. But just to explain quickly, we're going to walk through setting up the simple one, and then we'll walk through setting up the more advanced one. So if you come to n8n, you're going to need to have the self-hosted one because we're using a community node here. The community node that we're using is the n8n MCP tool. It's not the native one because that doesn't allow external MCPs, but we're just using the community node to bypass that limitation of the cloud version of n8n. So to attach the MCP tool, you'll come to an AI agent. You'll basically search AI agent here. You're going to add it to your canvas, and then on the tools, you're going to add the n8n MCP node, the community node. You can see there's 2 different ones. There's the one from n8n which is native, this Model Context Protocol one, but then there's the other one which you're going to have to download from the community library. So you're going to have to go to MCP. You're going to add 2 MCP tools. One MCP tool is going to help the agent understand what tools it has available. As you can see, the operation is list tools, and then the other MCP tool, which we'll give to the agent, will basically allow it to execute the properties in the MCP. So let's walk through setting this up. This is Apify MCP server documentation. I really recommend that you just go in through and read it, but I'm just going to give you basically everything that you need to get up and running quite quickly. So just going to scroll down to the example usage of the local studio with Claude for desktop. We're not using Claude for desktop, but you can use also this MCP in Claude, but we're just going to set it up with the AI agent. So there's the command, args, and environment variables. These are the things that we're most concerned with, and I'll show you exactly how that translates into n8n. So first thing we're going to do is just going to grab this command, this npx command, and I'm going to paste that in n8n, and I'll show you how to do that. So go to your n8n, and you're just going to basically create a new credential. I'm just going to name this one YouTube, so I just have a reference for it. And the command exactly was in the documentation. You're going to paste that npx right there. And then the arguments, as you saw, there was one argument. I'll show you how we can get around that and what they specifically mean, but I'm just going to paste that in for now. So if we go to our MCP documentation, you can see that there's the -y and there's the Apify actors MCP server. We're going to grab both of them. So grab this -y and just paste that in there I'm just going to grab this in the meantime. And we're going to go to our n8n, and I'm going to go -y and then space that at Apify Actors MCP server. So that is basically that. And remember, there's an environment variable. This is where we're going to add our Apify token key. So you're just going to go to your Apify, basically grab this Apify token, paste that, you're going to say equals, and then you're going to get your Apify API token, and I'll show you exactly how to get that. This is the Apify homepage. To get your key, it's going to go to settings in the bottom left. You're going to go to API integrations, and you can create a new token, or you can just use the existing default one. I'm just going to copy this YouTube throwaway one because I'm just going to throw it away after the video. But you can just go to your Apify or your n8n and paste that token in right there, just like that, and you're going to click save. So that's how you can set up the list tools part of the MCP. But now to actually get the AI agent to execute on the tools that it has available, we need to add another MCP node to the agent. So what you're going to do is just going to search MCP, make sure that it is the community downloaded one, and instead of list tools, you're going to go for execute tool. In the tool name, you're just going to basically paste this specific thing in. It's from AI. We're just basically going to get AI to fill it out, and then the first part is the key of what it's filling out, and then we're just giving it a brief description saying the tool selected. And for the tool parameters, just let the model define this parameter, so it'll understand the schema of the request, and it's basically able to send out that request to the MCP server and execute the tool. So now with those two tools set up, I just want to quickly run everything to make sure it is all working. So we're just going to execute this step here, and basically it's going to list the tools that are available in this MCP, and I'll walk you through that now. So as you can see, everything is working, and now we can get the AI agent to understand exactly what's in the MCP and execute on the tools which are available. So let's get into actually like scraping content from the website. As you saw, it was a web content scraper. So let me walk you through this prompt here and explain what's happening. So just basically giving it a role, saying it's a helpful assistant, and its task is to fulfill the user's requests in a manner that is most appropriate to get the job done. We give it some information as to what tools it has, specifically the Apify MCP and the Think tool, because it's great for the AI agent to understand the request and plan exactly how to go about it before it actually executes these things. So that's why we give it the Think tool, and then we just basically give it a bit more context. So now that we've hooked up everything, let's ask the AI agent a question that it can only answer by scraping web-related content. So ask a simple thing like, what are the biggest Premier League signings this transfer window? We'll give it some context as to the date right now. It is August 7th, 2025. Let's say for the past 2 months. Yeah, so we're going to basically ask that question. It's going to get the Apify MCP tool so it can understand what tools it can use to process our request. And then it's going to ask us to confirm if it should execute on those tools. So it's just getting that. It takes a second, but you see, as you've seen, it's just gotten that information and it's confirming with us if it should execute on that. And saying I can help you with that. I'll use the web search tool to look for information on the biggest Premier League signings between June 7th and August 7th, 2025. Would you like me to proceed with the search? Yes, please. So now, if you know Premier League, I'm pretty sure it's like Florian Wirtz or something like that, but we'll see if I can get that information. Now this is a great test because these AI agents only have data from like previous years, not up-to-date data. So we'll see if it's able to answer this question by utilizing these tools. And it's just us so we're just going to say yes here, it's just reconfirming, and it's going to execute these tools now. And you can see that it's executing the Apify MCP tool, and its biggest Premier League signings, June 2025, August 2025. It does take a second, but I'll be back when it has the information. So as you can see, the AI agent has just answered our question of what are the biggest signings this Premier League transfer window. It did that by first understanding what tools it has available, and then from there it executed on the tool of web scraping because it understood that that is probably the best way to get the information it needs to answer our question, and then executed the appropriate tool. And that tool gave it a whole lot of information from the internet. As you can see here, this returned a whole lot of transfer information, and it's using that information to answer our question. And answered it quite well. We've got top Premier League signings. This transfer window, we've got Florian Wirtz there for 100 million to Liverpool. Opai-Tetteh, also another big signing. Mbuemo, Victor Gyökeres, huge signings right here in the top 4, and a whole host of other ones. And basically notable loans, other transfers just outside that window. But basically answered our question very well. So that's just a very basic example of what is possible with this Apify MCP. This is just a quick out-of-the-box setup where you can go ahead and scrape information from websites, and if you were to put this in the business context, you can just do like market research quite quickly. But this is not something that is new, because you can do this in ChatGPT, you can do it in Claude, just enable internet access. So now I'm going to show you how you can take this Apify MCP to the next level and basically have a bit more functionality and adding a whole host of different actors into the Apify MCP and getting the AI agent to understand that and execute on your given tasks. So here I've highlighted 3 of the top use cases that I see in my eyes of this Apify MCP, and I'll walk you through them now. So you've got the lead generation agent, the competitive intelligence agent, and the market research agent, and they all have the Apify MCP, but there's a key differences between how we're setting up each and every single one's MCP. The reason we can't just give one AI agent the full Apify MCP is because you cannot dynamically add actors into the MCP. I've tried, but that doesn't work on n8n the way n8n sets up its MCPs. So to get around that, we just basically create agents which are specialized in particular fields, and that's also just a great way and methodology of getting correct output and the output that you want from AI agents, just splitting them up into defined functions, and that's just how you get a whole lot better accuracy out of your prompts. So let's start off with the lead generation agent. Now this agent has a couple of extra tools and actors which has available, but I'll walk you through them. So utilizing the Apollo scraper, the Google Maps scraper, and the website scraper, and we're using the website scraper just for enrichment, and then obviously Google Maps and Apollo for sourcing. So the Apollo link creator, because the Apollo actor needs a link specifically to get information about leads, a particular set of leads, we give it to an AI agent to go ahead and create that link, because just from my experience, when you get an AI agent to do too much, it just becomes terrible at a job. So you have specialized agents which can do that, and which are a new tool which I'm loving in n8n is the ability to literally directly add AI agents as tools to agents instead of creating whole workflows for them. So we've got the storage agent, which basically has a Google Sheets and Gmail MCP, allowing it to store information and send reports to your email, so you have it all on hand. So I'm going to walk you through how to specifically add more actors to the Apify MCP and some changes which you need to make in the MCP if you want these additional actors. So you're going to go to your MCP, just go to this particular one that you made previously. You're going to click on the pencil icon. So you're going to keep the environments the same, nothing changes there, it's going to remain Apify token with your specific API key. So as you can see here, we've added another argument parameter called actors. So the actors is basically a comma separated list of the additional actors which you want in your MCP server. So you can see here we've got the LinkedIn profile scrape, Apollo scraper, Google Maps extractor, and a RAG web browser. So I'm going to show you exactly where you can get these specific codes to add into these arguments right here. So say for example I wanted to add this fast YouTube channel scraper into that MCP server. What we're going to do here is, you see this name right here, you're going to copy it and you're going to go back to your n8n and you're basically going to edit this. Click on the pencil icon. You're going to add these 2 dash lines after your -y Apify actors MCP server. You're going to add 2 dash lines actors, and then you're going to add a comma in between each one of them, and you're just going to paste that one in right there, and that'll allow you to have that additional actor in the MCP. I recommend that you don't have too many actors, maybe a max of 3 to 4, because if you give it too many actors, it'll sometimes get confused and token limits will really be restricted, because each one of these actors comes with a description, a schema, a tool name, basically taking up tokens for your request, and that will be very bad if you've got too many in there. So I just recommend keep it to 3 to 4, but I'm just going to delete this one because we don't need it specifically for this Apify actor. And then after the additional actors which we've added, as you see, we just got these ones here. You're going to add tools. So tools is going to give the AI agent specific ability to get previous runs. So if I ran yesterday an Apollo scrape and it was 500 leads, it makes no sense to keep scraping that same one. So we just say go ahead and get my Apollo scrape from yesterday and send me a lead report that is enriched. That's literally the level we're speaking at right here. And also it's got access to storage, so it can get the dataset items, because some of these Apify actors are asynchronous, so it takes a while for them to come back with information. So it's going to get the specific run ID, and then it can get the dataset items once it has that ID. So all of this is basically going to be explained to the agent. That's why it's called Model Context Protocol. It's going to give it all the context it needs to understand what it can do and how to process user requests. So now I've just quickly connected the chat node to the AI agent to quickly demo its abilities here in all natural language and see what it's able to do. So I've just created this prompt here. Give me 5 local pet groomers in Cape Town and scrape their website to create a personalized opener for each one of them. My solution I'm pitching is an AI-powered automation platform that converts more clients and does AI reactivation of their database. So we're going to send that over to the AI agent, and just like before, it's going to go and understand the tools which it has available in the MCP. From that, it's going to create a plan on how it wants to fulfill my request, and it's going to make sure that is aligned with what I want to do, and then it's going to get confirmation. Then it's going to go ahead and execute all of this for me. So basically, here's the plan. Find pet groomers, I'll use Google Maps extractor tool. That's exactly what I want. Scrape websites for each pet groomer I found. I will extract the website URL, then a web browser tool to scrape the content of the website. Generate personalized openers. I will analyze the scraped website content to understand each groomer's services and tone, then craft a personalized opener highlighting how an AI-powered automation platform can help them convert more clients and reactivate the database. And then finally, it's going to store and deliver these leads. It's going to send us basically a lead report to our email. So we'll say, yeah, that sounds good. Good, and it's going to go ahead and scrape for 5 pet groomers in Cape Town. So now you can do a whole lot more than 5, but just a word of caution is, number one, you need to make sure that you're using the right model for that, because if you're going to be scraping lots of leads here, it's going to be a whole lot of data, and that might cause token limits. So even if you're using like a big model provider, you might get rate limited in that, but just make sure that you're on the correct like organizational plan. So for example, I was using 4.1, but I kept getting rate limited, so I switched to Gemini for just quick, cheap execution. So yeah, keep it for maybe not the Google Maps extractor, but for Apollo, you can get the AI agent to start a run and then get the run set ID, and you can just go ahead and just copy it later down the line and add it to your Google Sheet manually. You can get the AI agent to do the first part of it, and you do the rest. So you can see here that it kind of gave us some information that one of the websites didn't have a URL, and I said, and it's basically asking us if we can continue with that, and that's okay. So we can say, yeah, continue. So that's not that bad. We can just go ahead and continue with the rest of the run and get the agent to fulfill the request for us. So yeah, I'll be back once that is done and I've got the email report in my drafts. So it did take a bit, but here we have our lead report, each with personalized openers. So it came up with 5 leads: Pampered Paws Sea Point, at Fritz Dog Hotel and Daycare. We've also got Pet World Express Sea Point, the Dog Box, and Groom World Sea Point. Literally got the address, phone number, website. And here we have a personalized opener, enhanced client engagement at Groom World Sea Point with AI automation. Dear Groom World Sea Point team, as a local pet groomer in Cape Town, you provide essential services, keep pets well groomed and happy. Our AI-powered automation platform is designed to help businesses like yours attract and retain more clients. Imagine streamlining your booking process, sending automated reminders for appointments, and using AI to reactivate your existing database with personalized follow-ups. This can significantly boost your client conversions and ensure your customer base remains engaged. Would you open to a brief chat to discover how AI automation can benefit Groom World Sea Point? So that's just an example opener. You can get a whole lot better but from that if you really get into the prompting of it. Add like a sub agent here that takes all the website's content and creates openers in your tone of voice and everything like that, but this is just a quick demo. So it doesn't have the website here for some of them, like you can see no website found or website content not available. So what you can do is just take this this opener and send it to them like on WhatsApp, because that's what many of them do have. And you can see here's a different one. As a comprehensive pet supply destination with in-store grooming services, you offer a valuable service to your pet owners. We notice your extensive range of products and online presence. That's literally a personalized opener that will serve you well. So let's go to my Gmail and see exactly what that draft looked like. That is. So here we go. Here is the draft and local pet groomers in Cape Town, AI powered automation platform pitch. Dear user, here are 5 local pet groomers in Cape Town. Literally the exact same thing, just so I have it there and it's persistent. So now let's look at how we can get Apollo leads from this AI agent. So the last thing that we're going to do with this lead generation agent is get it to create a lead report from a previous Apollo scrape run. The reason I am doing a previous one here is because the Apollo scraper has a minimum of 500 leads, and that does take like 2 to 5 minutes depending on who you're scraping. And for time's sake, we're just going to keep it short and reference a previous scrape which I've done in building out the system for you guys. So we're saying please get the Apollo scrape with the dataset ID, that dataset, and give me a lead report of the top 3 leads, but only give a maximum of 15 items for the set, just for time's sake. I just want to keep this quick for you guys. So as before, it's just going to go through, understand what tools it has, confirm, and get those dataset items, and then create the report. So I'll be back once that is done, and I'll explain the tool calls that it used in getting this data. So here we go. As you've seen, it got the available tools and then it executed the get dataset items with a specific ID of number 15. And here's all the data that it's understanding. As you can see, it's a whole lot of data. That is why we're keeping it limited here. So make sure you've got good models when you're using the system. Otherwise, you'll just get rate limited and token exhaustion. So basically, you've got 3 leads here. Here's the email. There's the email, the company that they're at. And I would say, yeah, please send the report. And then I'll go to our Gmail and we can go to the drafts and have a look at that report. So here is the report in our Gmail. So top 3 leads from Apollo scrape dataset. Here's the report of the top 3 leads from the Apollo scrape dataset ID. There, Paul Warren, Juan Carlos Martinez, and Vika Shetty, I think that's how you pronounce it. But basically, you can create reports like that within 2 seconds of AI scraping out Apollo leads. So the next AI agent which I'll be showing you is a competitive intelligence agent. Now this agent has access to a Twitter scraper, Instagram scraper, Reddit, and YouTube scraper. So for example, if you want to do competitor research, see what other competitors in your niche are creating content about, what's the sentiment about them and everything like that, this is your go-to agent which will give you insight to all of that data. So I'm just going to create a quick prompt and I will paste that in here and see how it behaves. So here's the prompt. It's quite short and sweet. So basically saying create a competitive intelligence report for creators making AI solutions in n8n, make.com, Vapi, i.e. all the low-code tools, focus on content strategy, unique positioning, and emerging trends, and add any other metrics like insights which might be available from the data you get. I'm just going to create that and see what it does. I'm going to send that off. It's going to go ahead and the agent is going to basically do everything that's been doing before. The prompts between the agents are quite similar. It's just specific insight and context into what the agent's purpose is. So for example, this competitive intelligence agent, it knows that it's a competitive intelligence agent, not a lead generation agent, and it kind of knows which specific tools it has available in the MCP. So here is the plan that it's proposed to create this intelligence report for us. So it's identifying key platforms. I'll search the relevant discussions and content on platforms where these creators are likely to be active. Twitter, Reddit, YouTube. Formulate search queries like n8n AI solutions, Vapi integration, AI for n8n, AI for make.com. Execute scrapers. I will then use the available Apify MCP tools to get this scrape, analyze data, and synthesize and report. So that is literally exactly what we want. So I'll go ahead and prompt it to do this, and I'll be back once that report is ready. You can see here that it has just finished with that report, and it's got a whole big report there that we'll look through just now. I just want to quickly walk through the tools that it used to come to its output and gather all the insight from the data rather than just hallucinations and just one-off searches. It used this tweet scraper like with specific search key terms like n8n, make.com, and Vapi, and then it also went to the same things both on Reddit and YouTube to basically get a full comprehensive understanding of what the current content is around these solutions. So let's see what it says. So here's the report, and if we scroll up, here's the executive summary. The competitive landscape for creators developing AI solutions with low-code platforms like n8n, all of them. is dynamic and driven by strong emphasis on accessibility, practical automation, and powerful integrations. It's kind of like what I'm trying to implement in this video right here. Content strategies are heavily focused on educational resources and real-world use case, something like I'm doing here. Anyway, creators are successfully positioning themselves by enabling rapid deployment, demonstrating significant cost savings, and solving complex business problems without the need for extensive coding. Content strategy, tutorials, and guides. YouTube is a major platform, in-depth step-by-step tutorials such as Master n8n AI agents in 2 hours, beginner's guide, how to create AI voice agent with Vapi and Make. This indicates a strong appetite. Content often focuses around all of that. Use case demonstrations, comparative content and reviews, community engagement and support. Then you've also got skill development and career focus, unique positioning. Creators effectively differentiate the AI solutions by emphasizing the core advantages of low-code platform. So we've got accessibility, rapid deployment and development, powerful integrations, cost-effective niche specialization, and privacy and control. And you can see the emerging trends here. Rise of autonomous AI agents. It's kind of like what I'm trying to build here. There's a clear shift towards building more intelligent and self-sufficient AI agents that can perform complex multi-step tasks across different platforms. This goes beyond simple automation to truly intelligent workflows. There's RAGs. As if you've been on YouTube, you can see there's a whole lot of information on RAG. Growth of conversational and voice AI, most definitely. AI SEO and shifting content discovery is because if you can get your business into these Google or not OpenAI recommendations, everything like that, that is something that is powerful for businesses. So you can see that shift is happening. Hybrid low-code solutions. We've also got demand for AI automation talent. There's metrics, that's insights, and everything like that. So now, yeah, please send me the full report on my email. And just like before, it will send me that draft utilizing the storage agent. As you can see, it should use the storage agent right there. Give it 1 second. And also that previous report generation took, I think it was about 4 minutes. So 4 minutes of time versus like an hour plus if you were to do that manually, like looking at all these different platforms, knowing the correct terms to search and everything like that. And you've got insights that can definitely form your content strategy and how you position your content. So let's go to Gmail and check that draft. So we just refresh here. Got comparative intelligence, and it's the exact same thing, just stored in our agent down below. So before we get into the last AI agent here, I just want to mention that if you're interested in building out these specified AI agents for your particular business, you can book your free AI audit where we can look at strategy and how AI agents can fit into what you're currently doing. To book that, you can go to the first link in the description down below. So this last agent is a market research agent, and it basically has access to TikTok, X, and a web scraper. So X and TikTok are basically just to do sentiment analysis to see what the general consensus is around particular products or things like that. And then the web scraping is just to get like industry insights. So the report I want to create here is a market research report on Labubus. If you don't know what Labubus are, this is what they are. They're these furry things, and like they've probably been everywhere on your feeds and things like that. But we're going to ask it if it's a good idea to sell these Labubus on our e-commerce store. And we'll see what insight it's going to get and what it recommends based off of those insights. So I just got this simple prompt here, and we're going to see how it handles that. So we're going to ask it. And also I just want to show you how you can briefly change what tools your AI agent has access to. So as you can see here, we've got different Apify MCP servers, or basically clients. So we've got the Apify lead generation. We've got the Apify competitive intelligence, and we've also just got the Apify V2. So the difference is specifically in the argument variables that we use for each one of them. So for this one specifically, we've got the RAG web browser, TikTok scraper. But if we were to go to the lead generation one, you can see we've got the Apollo scraper, Google Maps scraper, which is different. So that's how you can get specialized AI agents to have their own tools on the MCP to utilize in their scraping and everything like that. So let's go back to chat and see how it's coming along with the plan to create this market research. So it's got proposing general web search. It's going to basically search for Labubu dolls popularity. Google Trends analysis. I'll use Google Trends scraper to analyze search intent, interest in Labubu dolls and Pop Mart over the past 12 months. TikTok popularity check. Twitter X sentiment. I'm just going to keep this short. I'm going to say, please remove the Google Trends step, because I feel like it's just a bit redundant, because we're just automatically searching on Google, so there's no need to get the Google Trends step. But if you wanted to go for it, you can. So yeah, it looks good now. Proceed. So we're just going to ask it to go ahead and create that report for us and send it once again to our email draft. And I'll be back once that is done, and I'll walk you through the tool calls and the output of the report. So as you can see, it has finished off with the scraping, and it has created a report to kind of guide us in our decision of whether or not we should sell these Labubu dolls on our e-commerce store. So I'll show you the tool calls. So it basically got the understanding of what tools it has available. That's this first call right there. And then it executed the Apify/RAG web browser, asking Labubu dolls pop mart popularity, and got a whole bunch of information there, as you can see. And then it synthesized that using the chat model, and then it searched TikTok and then called back a couple of results using hashtags, hashtag Labubu, hashtag PopMart, and then also it's looked at the tweets, basically just searching for these terms and getting those results. As you can see, the text is there. So let's see what the report is and what the sentiment and its advice is based off of this data. So it's saying mixed but engaged sentiment. You know what they say, I think it's bad press is, any press is good press, something like that. The sentiment on Twitter/X is somewhat mixed, while some users express confusion or even dislike. I don't know what's the hype about the Labubu dolls. I don't get it. Labubu dolls, ugly AF, all of these things. A significant portion of the conversation indicates a strong desire to acquire the dolls and participate in the trend. I want one of these ugly Labubu dolls, and I'll do a box opening TikTok or something like that. Give me 3 Labubu dolls when you're here. So you can see the sentiment is there. There's hype around it. There's cultural relevance. The dolls are recognized as a current cultural phenomenon. Celebrity influence. The association with celebrities like Lisa from Blackpink is acknowledged as a major factor in their popularity. Discussions on aesthetics and collectability. There are discussions about the unique aesthetic, which some find appealing despite the notion there. Overall market research summary for selling Labubu dolls by PopMart. Based on the web search, TikTok and Twitter X analysis, here's an overview. Strong demand in global popularity, active collector community, scarcity and resale market. Then there's challenges it recommends. Selling Labubu dolls by PopMart appears to be a good idea for your e-commerce store, but with a few caveats. High potential for sales given the immense popularity, celebrity backing and the active collector community. There's a high potential sale. Capitalize on blind box hype. The blind box element is a significant draw. Marketing this aspect could be beneficial. These are insights which are great to have if you wanted to create an ad campaign out of this, or basically inform what you should do. These are ideas which are backed by data right here. Address authenticity to mitigate the impact of counterfeits and build trust. Emphasize the authenticity of your products. Monitor trends. While popular now, trends can shift. Continuously monitor market and collector sentiment to adapt your inventory and marketing strategies. As you can see, that's a great report. And before I ask it to send it to me on Gmail to just save it, I'm going to ask it to create a marketing strategy based on the TikTok and X sentiment to basically play into the hype, but then also create something sustainable, I guess. So we'll ask and see how it can handle that. So I just got this prompt here. Based off the data, I need you to create a marketing strategy for the launch of the product on our store. Focus on the messaging, playing into the trends and other considerations based off the data. So now that it has the data to kind of reason with, we'll see if it can create a decent one. But it's an AI agent at the end of the day. You'll probably have to go back and forth with it to get something that's actually usable. So let's have a look at it and what it suggests should be the marketing strategy. Launching Labubu dolls by PopMart, core message and value proposition. I think that I really like this. Embrace the ugly, cute charm. Don't shy away from the unique aesthetic. Lean into it with messaging like discover the adorably quirky world of Labubu, the collectible art toys you never knew you needed. I think just that alone, that insight is good. Maybe not so much the copy right there. They're weird, they're wonderful, they're Labubu. Add a touch of playful charm to your collection. The thrill of mystery. That's a good one. Unbox the magic. Every Labubu is a delightful surprise to be revealed. You can kind of play off an idea of this. This is like a great idea process. So the thrill of the mystery box. So you can send these mystery box to, I don't know, some influencers as a type of marketing thing. It's a possibility. Authenticity and trust. Join the trend and community. Position your store as a gateway to join the global phenomenon. Don't miss out on the global Labubu craze. Start your collection today. Become part of the vibrant Labubu collector community. Playing into key trends and social dynamics. Hyper focus on TikTok, Reels and Shorts. Kind of insights. Leverage fear of missing out. Not celebrity influence. Community building. Other considerations. Okay, looks good. Send me both reports. And that's about it. So we're gonna wait for it to send me the report onto Gmail, then we'll head over and see what that report looks like. The draft is ready, so if we just refresh here, we'll get the Labubu dolls by Pop Mart, Markets Research and Launch Strategy. So it's literally exactly the same thing, a bit more summarized because it's just a report, but you can just take that and put it into a Google Sheets or whatever. So as promised, if you want access to this template, you can go to the second link in the description down below, where you can download this JSON file and upload it into your n8n. Just make sure that you're on the self-hosted version, otherwise this system will not work for you. And it's also come with a Google Doc to kind of walk you through the specific actors which I'm using in each one of these agents. And once again, if you want to work with me in building out specific AI agents for your business, you can hit the first link in the description down below to book your free AI strategy call, where you can look at how these agents or other agents can work with your specific business, not just agents, also multiple custom AI solutions. So if you found this video helpful, could you please hit the like and subscribe button, maybe the bell icon too, because I drop videos like this every single week showing you the real use cases of AI automations and the craziest agents like you've seen in today's video. So that's it from me, and I'll check you guys in the next one.